Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about Dandadan, my new favorite anime. We open with the most fire intro of all time. I don't know if any artist has been able to do what CreepyNuts has by making two anime openings that go super viral, but this and Bling Ban Ban Born are somehow so similar in vibe and yet so unique. But one thing's for sure, they both slap hard enough to overcook a raw chicken. Personally, I like the Dandadan intro more because it has a melodic component halfway through. Oh my god, that verse literally makes me feel like I'm floating, especially after the banger start. But enough about the intro, let's jump straight into it. We meet our first protagonist, Momo Ayase, a high schooler who gets beat up by her asshole boyfriend after attempting a sick roundhouse kick. We skip to her in school moping and her friends making fun of her for her taste in men, like,
"There's nothing weird about liking strong, silent types like Ken Takakura! I'm an awkward guy. There ain't no dudes alive like that anymore."
She mopes around some more and finds our second protagonist, Okarun, getting pelted by some assholes. The bullies ready another volley, but as they turn, they see Momo sitting between them, instantly making them turn away in embarrassment. She calls the bullies a
Bunch of losers.
and goes off to continue her moping, but Okarun runs to catch up to her. He awkwardly fidgets around a bit before unleashing a monsoon of alien conspiracy bullshit on her. Honestly, this came out of the leftist of left fields. I had no idea what was going on here. I went into this anime with zero background knowledge. I didn't even look at the cover of the anime, so this was unexpected, but also pretty funny. Unfortunately, Momo's already having a bad enough day without this little nerd shoving his alien conspiracy stuff in her face, so she tells him to buzz off in a distasteful manner.
I don't care! I just got dumped and I'm pissed off at everything, and the last thing I need right now is some nerd pushing their nerdy crap in my face! That right there is why you got no friends! There's no chance we'll ever be.
However, the moment I knew her character had incredible potential is when she turned around of her own accord, does this adorable little waddle, and apologizes, sharing a piece of her to try to relate to him like how he tried with the aliens.
I don't believe aliens are real, but I believe ghosts are.
Have you ever had a girl come up to you after a fight of her own accord and acquiesce that maybe she was a little harsh and apologized? Holy hell, instant wife potential off this scene alone. Unexpectedly, he
There's no such thing as ghosts.
And real quick, I'm gonna skip ahead to a point that comes later in the story, but at some point after they've gone on a handful of adventures together, Okarun's like, wait a fucking minute, Miss Ayase's kinda bad, eh? And yeah, it's a little dumb that he doesn't realize sooner, but seems like this reinforced that point. If he thought that she was hot here, he would have already been stumbling and bumbling, tripping over his words and agreeing with whatever she says because, let's be honest, he's an ultra nerd. Talking to an attractive girl would probably make himself combust. The show fakes this out since he was kinda like that at the start.
I think I know what you're into.
Yeah, you said that twice now.
There's only one reason someone like you would talk to me, and that's the reason you talk to me.
But he isn't like that. He's just excited to talk about aliens and he's never had a real friend. He refutes her ass, laughing at the absurdity of her claim that spirits are real, and she explains that her grandma is a
Real life medium.
They bicker some more, resulting in them daring each other to go to spooky places to prove their respective interests are real. The next scene comes preloaded with tension as Momo walks into a fucking abandoned hospital. Dude, no. How fucking daring are these kids? Who in their right minds would subject themselves to this fuckery? Anyway, Okarun teases Momo because she is rightfully terrified, and Momo asks,
Have they experimented on you?
Of course, I think.
Huh?
Usually the people who get abducted by aliens have their memories wiped.
Have you seen a UFO before or not?
You know regressive hypnosis?
just say no, bro. She then asks if he's at her spot yet, and no, dude, holy fuck, what the hell is this? Ain't no way this scrawny baby-ass nerd is getting his ass out at night to go into this fucking creepy-ass abandoned tunnel. Both of these motherfuckers deserve the shit that's about to happen to them. This is pure retardation. Okay, maybe deserved is a little harsh, but like, at least it's justified. Okarun asks Momo if she's ever seen a ghost, and she tells him no, which freaks him out even more. They're still on the phone bickering, but the attention is slowly being turned away from their creepy-ass setting and onto their backstory. We learn that Momo's parents died early on and she lives with her grandma, who used to make her hold this silly pose that would ward off spirits and keep her healthy. But the kids at school would make fun of her for it, and she had a falling out with her grandma as a result. She said she regrets the way her and her grandma left things because even though she was embarrassed that she had to hold a stupid pose on her way to school, she was mostly just angry that other people would make fun of her grandma. It's a wholesome-ass moment right here. Then Momo asks Okarun why he's so obsessed with aliens, and he gets a bit dodgy with the question, but it's okay because they get interrupted as the real anime starts. This is one of those shows that know exactly when to put the pedal to the metal in terms of how quickly they throw you into the deep end. One second it's cute backstory character building, the next second this grandma appears saying,
I'll let you suckle my teats, boy. If you let me gobble your dung.
Okarun books it away, but you can tell it's over for him the second the tunnel's exit starts getting further and further away. R.I.P. our boy Okarun. They're still on the phone, so Momo hears him scream and knows some fuck shit is going down. Notice the detail of the phone turning red. So she tries to leave as well, but what the fuck? She tries to book it away too, but this scene is uncomfy. She wakes up later strapped to a chair surrounded by these creepy fucks. I love the way their cadence shifts so unnaturally. 1 second it's all, we're Serpolians. We are called that because we come from the planet Serpo. And the next is, do not be afraid. We are a friendly species. They tell her, we have handled your belongings with care. Because you can tell, kinda, yeah, they brought every scrap of her clothing. They just don't understand how the world works. They give some exposition about how they're a species of only males, so they travel every once in a while to kidnap a girl, impregnate her, and take her uterus. And Momo is rightfully freaking the fuck out. But right as they're about to commit some acts to make Diddy look like Mr. Rogers, Momo's phone rings. And oh boy, get ready for me to nerd about colors, because no show does it like Dandadan. The spirit side of the story is red, as seen when Turbo Granny does her domain expansion and turns the tunnel red. The aliens here are blue, and we've been basking in this blue hue since Momo got kidnapped. As the Serpolian picks up the phone, we see a beam of red shoot out like a flashlight, indicating to us before we even realize it that Turbo Granny is coming. Jumping through the phone is another cool detail, as the alien technology is at least somewhat inspired by real life, but spirits get to operate under completely different laws of reality. Okarun, fused with Turbo Granny, jumps through the phone and starts taking out the aliens, and we finally get to see them rip off that disgusting human disguise to show their true forms. I like you way better like this. Let's keep those off, please. The general lack of colors in the Serpolian's design, aside from those bright neon eyes, enhance the terrifying and alien aspect of their character, while those massive lips tell us, yep, these are some fucked up individuals. Even the terrifying eyes of Turbo Granny are at least a warm yellow, which doesn't seem nearly as out of place as their eyes. Speaking of her, the sharp streak of red whenever Turbo Granny runs around cuts through the sea of blue so beautifully and really conveys the idea that she's not supposed to be there. Also, quick side note, I saw a theory about how Turbo Granny jumped through the phone in the first place because she heard Momo getting sexually assaulted, and her entire thing is she wants to protect girls from that fate, which is not only a dope concept, but also a surprisingly wholesome one. We get to see a taste of Turbo Granny's power as she blitzes around and takes out most of them, but she gets hit by one of the alien's blasts and is badly hurt. The alien talks about taking his banana since he's never seen a spirit before, and Okurum cuts him off to finally deliver his side of the story. He talks about his past and how he was always a loner, so he would try to broadcast to aliens to see if anyone would want to be his friends. His social life sucked, he was ignored by aliens, and finally, now that he gets to see them for the first time, they're about to do unspeakable acts to the one person who he could potentially call a friend. This is how you deliver an emotional backstory without it dragging on. We're in the middle of an intense fight scene, but the show finds the perfect spot to interject since we still have yet to learn Okarun's side of the story, and he's in the middle of a stressful confrontation. The build-up to his confession was actually already in place earlier when Momo shared and he didn't, so we as the audience are actually somewhat invested in his side of the story, as it was teased earlier, and the explanation itself was just beautiful. Him admitting he looked for aliens because he didn't have friends and how that became a big part of his identity solely out of solitude, followed by the
But you never did! No matter how many times I called out to you, you never came!
The voice acting is top-notch in the show too, by the way. 10 out of 10 for Momo and Okarun. It just layers in action and heartfelt dialogue so well, like an anime lasagna with bits of spirits and aliens thrown in the mix. As good as that backstory intro was, it was not enough for him to take down the final Serpo, who blasts him one more time and gets back to do the nasty business. Luckily, it's Momo's time to shine, recalling her grandma's words and unlocking her psychic powers at the perfect time to destroy the fabric of reality. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but it's really pretty. Also notice how her powers are a cool cyan green kind of hue, completely distinct from the spirits and the aliens so far, adding an interesting third main color to these fight scenes. She mirrors the sick roundhouse kick she tried earlier, but this time it actually works and she sends him flying. The kick was a tad bit too strong though, and she blows up the whole ship, making it crash. Another cool detail is that whenever it's a character's time to shine, their predominant color starts taking over the scene, as shown when Turbo Granny first got on the ship, when the Serpos blast Turbo G, and when Momo unlocks her powers. The show does so many subtle yet vibrant things with its choice of colors, and I can't rave about it enough. The ship is going down, but before she even has time to worry about that, however, Okarun starts geeking again because he's still possessed by Turbo Granny, so Momo has to use her psychic powers to push her out of his body real quick, and we get this sick-ass scene of the two of them looking up at Turbo G in her astral form or something. She explains that
Kid's tongue is all mine.
but she used up too much of her power, so she has to return to the tunnel. Momo uses her powers to keep Okarun in check, and they hide in the ship before smashing into the ground. They make it out relatively unscathed, and we see the two of them dejected on the grass. Momo lost her clothes, phone, and almost got raped by some aliens, and Okarun has no dong. A relatively bleak ending for the first episode, I guess. Okarun is still riding the pity train, saying he'll go back to the tunnel without Momo to try to sort things out, but she's adamant about helping, and we see them walk off together. See, right here, I thought this is where the episode was going to end. I would have given the episode like an 8 out of 10 had it ended right here, but our boy Okarun has some latent Riz abilities and says,
Sorry, I'm an awkward guy.
look at her flinch here. She already fell hook, line, and sinker, and she doesn't even know it yet. And this is my favorite part of the entire episode right here.
My memory for names is awful. So, what'd you say yours was again?
Oh, I'm Ken. Ken Takakura.
Yeah, it's perfect. Easy 10 out of 10. Oh my god, this was such an adorable way to end the episode. This anime had style, good characters, cool action, a dope premise, beautiful animation, and everything that it needed for a fantastic pilot. But by adding this last little interaction here, it brings us all the way full circle and reminds us that even in this dire ass situation with these wild ass villains, an adorable love story is beginning. So what did you guys think about this first episode? Did you like it? Hate it? Put it down when the Serpolians came? I wouldn't blame you if you did. I'm planning on doing a couple more of these recaps on Dandadan, but I also want to do more videos about other things that I love as well. So let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and subscribe if you found this kind of content humorous. I'll do my best to provide you guys more of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day, or night, or whenever it is for you.